Welcome to Wicked Darkness, Johnny's survival guide to the end times. This is a full audio reading of the book released in episodes. I made this free so it's easy to follow and so you don't get distracted from the message. Enjoy.
Wicked Darkness, Johnny's survival guide to the end times. Chapter 9 Part 2, The Masonic Lodge, where magic and marketing collide in the cosmos. The search engines will scream conspiracy theory and bury you. In fact, checks insisting Trump was never a member. Not Trump, not our pal, not our buddy, not our leader. He was never a Freemason. But here's the problem with that defense. Freemasonry doesn't operate like a country club. It's a brotherhood, a network, a clan. The insiders. And the deeper you go, the fewer names are ever written down. But what is written down, in book sermons and public record, is that Trump's spiritual mentor was Norman Vincent Peale, the author of The Power of Positive Thinking, the smiling salesman pastor, who taught millions how to manifest success. If you've worked in sales, you've probably read it. It's a staple, a ritual. I read it long ago, when I was selling suntan oil on the beaches of Florida as a kid. It's mystic, it's mantras, and yes, it works. A psychological gospel of name it and claim it, laced with affirmations, mental visualization, and verbal manipulation. Words have power. Visualize your success. It's modern Christianity's best-selling knockoff theology. Jesus reduced to a cosmic genie who exists only to grant your wishes. What most people don't know or won't admit is that Peale wasn't just a motivational speaker. He was a 33rd-degree Freemason in the Scottish Rite. Just like his father and grandfather before him, this wasn't just family tradition. It was spiritual alignment, and the principles he taught, repackaged and sold to the masses, weren't original. They were adapted, repackaged, ritualized. It was Hermeticism for the American businessman. These teachings aren't wrong because they talk about cause and effect. They're wrong because they strip God out of it. Sowing and reaping is a biblical law. But Hermeticism twists that truth into a self-centered formula. Manifest your desires. Speak your will. Become your own God. It's not obedience. It's a gospel of self-fulfillment and self-realization. It's spiritual alchemy rebranded for sales conferences and boardrooms. And Trump has perfected it. It's religion, philosophy, and magic gift wrapped in gold leaf and sold as self-help personal empowerment, complete with an emphasis on inner enlightenment and spiritual growth. Listen to how he speaks. It's always positive, positive, positive. It sells. And nobody sells better. You know, the Trump kind of better. Better than Trump. Just ask him. That central figure in Hermeticism. It's a mystical mashup of the Egyptian god Thoth and the Greek god Hermes. A spiritual hybrid. Repping wisdom, healing, and prophecy. Sounds noble, right? Strategic. Marketable. But this fusion eventually morphed into Hermes Trismegistus, the so-called master of magic, medicine, and manipulation. And once you understand that, you'll start seeing why Freemasonry is loaded with Egyptian inks, Greek columns, and astrological symbols. It's not accidental, it's intentional. It sounds so innocent, so productive, and so culty. Trump didn't need to wear the apron or kneel in a Masonic lodge. He grew up under the spell of a man who made self-worship sound Christian. And that's the magician's trick. Because here's the magician's secret. He never shows you the mechanics, just the illusion. That's why the world eats it up. Positive thinking, confidence, self-actualization, alignment, manifestation. Just think and I too can grow rich. Speak it into existence. All of it sounds harmless, even helpful, but it's not new and it's not innocent. It's ancient sorcery with a corporate smile. It's ancient, it's strategic, and it's the same doctrine the serpent whispered in Eden. Ye shall be as gods. You want a kingdom in this world. He owns them all. Remember that line from The Lord of the Rings? Gandalf says, there is only one Lord of the Ring. Only one who can bend it to his will. And he does not share power. Yeah, Tolkien was onto something. That same logic applies here. But with a twist. Satan doesn't share power either. He just lets people think they've got it, until he's done using them. 1 term, 2 terms, liberal, conservative, pro-life until election season, pro-choice when the cameras are off. It doesn't matter. Satan doesn't care about your bumper sticker. He cares about influence, power, and pride. And if you've got enough of it, he'll make you feel like a king, right before he uses you to build a golden staircase to Babylon. Again the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and sheweth him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and saith unto him, All these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Matthew 4:8-9. So no, Trump wasn't raised up to save America. He was positioned to divide it. He's just one more pawn building the empire of Babylon. Satan loves people who thrive on self-love, deception, and arrogance. It's his personal calling card. And the church bought in. Evangelicals wrapped themselves in red hats and prophecy books, like he was the second coming of Cyrus, Moses, and Captain America all rolled into one. Let's be clear. I don't believe that Trump is the Antichrist, the seventh king in Revelation 17. But if he's not, he's the best impersonator I've ever seen. He played the setup man better than most. He walks like it, talks like it, and acts like it. From the Apollo symbolism, to the blind messianic devotion of his followers, from his political fall to his staged resurrection, from assassination attempts to legal vindication. It feels less like politics and more like a ritual. At the very least, he's definitely a vessel handpicked by the architects of Babylon to play his part in the script. And the church, they didn't just applaud. They built him a stage. And that to me is what should be more concerning than anything Trump has said or done. Let's take a look at what we actually got, and what we are still getting to see if his words line up with reality. Sure, he kept some promises, but lest we forget, lockdowns, Operation Warp Speed, emergency use authorizations, Fauci doing a daily puppet show from the White House, a commemorative coin with Trump's face next to Cyrus, and the Third Temple, because why not add a little messianic flair to a political circus, bringing order out of chaos, which he is great at creating. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. Trump didn't just allow Big Pharma to take center stage. He handed them the mic, rolled out the red carpet, and applauded, while the church swallowed it all with a smile. And what now? Many of those same churches are still flying the Trump flag, like it's a banner of righteousness, completely forgetting that Satan doesn't just work through the left hand of politics, he loves using the right too. Because again, this isn't about parties. It's about deception. It's about misdirection. It's about power. I told a friend in 2020, don't worry, he'll be back, this is just set up. And I was right. Russian collusion, impeachment, a stolen election, chaos in DC, pandemic panic. It wasn't a derailment. It was a script. Act 1, Trump the outsider. Act 2, Biden the punisher. Act 3, Trump returns like a king. And most Christians are still clapping. He's just a man. Elected by design, not by accident. If you were one of them, I get it. Satan is good at his job. He's the greatest salesman of all time.
Hey, thanks for listening. You've just heard an episode of Wicked Darkness, Johnny's survival guide to the end times. If you want to read along or dive deeper, go to wickeddarkness.com. It's also available on Kindle and in paperback on Amazon. If this helped you, share it with someone who needs it, someone who's stressed, questioning things, or sensing that something in the world just isn't right, someone who can feel that something is off. Have them listen. Subscribe to follow the full series. It's free. People keep waiting for the wicked one to arrive. What they don't understand is this: he's already here. I told you I was a salesman, so yeah, here's the pitch. But this one ties into what you just listened to. What you just heard, well, it was a story turned into content. Now imagine doing that with something people already care about: cars. CoolCarGuy.com is built for the 33 million plus enthusiast vehicles out there. If you've got a cool car, you can list it here. Tell the story, show it off, connect with buyers. But here's where it gets interesting. You don't even need to own the car. Most people try to create content from nothing. I use listings so I never run out. You can take a vehicle, build a listing, turn it into a story, turn that into content, and now you've got something working for you across multiple platforms. You're not just selling a car, you're creating attention. And attention creates opportunity that can turn into income. What you're listening to right now can be duplicated. Take a few minutes, look through the site, you'll get it. It's a different model. And if you want me to find you a cool ride through sources not available to the public, just drop me a line. No expiration, no gatekeepers, coolcarguy.com.